So how much will 30,000 KASPA be worth in the peak of the bull run? In this video, I'm going to talk about my price predictions for KASPA and do some technical analysis to see where KASPA is going in the short term and in the long term. So let's first take a look at the KASPA chart, right? This chart is looking extremely healthy right now. As you can see, we bounced off of this green 200 EMA, which is looking very, very good. We basically touched this 200 EMA, and then now we are going back up again, and most likely going back towards this resistance area up here, right? Anywhere from that 19 cent to 21 cent area. I believe that we are going to go back to this resistance, and if we do break resistance, then of course we're going to make another high, but I don't think we're going to break resistance just yet because of September, right? September being the lowest month historically for Bitcoin, the worst performing month. I do believe that Bitcoin is going to see another dip, and with that, I believe your altcoins are going to see another dip as well. But I can definitely see KASPA touching this resistance area and then dipping maybe back down, back into that 16 to 15 cent area. That is just my prediction. But as you guys can see, right, we did not fall back to mid-level support. This was actually the area I was targeting for another large accumulation of KASPA, right? I accumulated a little bit in this 14 to 15 cent area, but I was hoping that we would get another dip back to mid-level support, but that did not happen, right? Of course, that can still happen if we get another crash in Bitcoin, but right now that is not looking like the case. And of course, this strong support has been held very, very well for the past 6-7 months. So that's nothing to worry about. Right now, we are looking up, right? We are looking forward, and KASPA is definitely going to be a really good performing coin when we go past September, right? And right now, right, during September, KASPA's barely even had a dip, right? We had a dip back down to what, 14, 15 cents, and that was it, right? That was the dip that we were gonna get. But I do think that there is still a small possibility we could go back down to mid-level support over here, like I said before. Or at the very least, we go back to this 200 EMA, this green line, so that will be sitting at around 15 cents if we were to dip back down again. And in order to predict what's going to happen to KASPA, of course, we need to look at Bitcoin, right? What has Bitcoin been doing these past couple of weeks? Well, right now, as you can see, we are in a slight downtrend, right? We actually keep making lower highs and lower lows, but this is still looking very healthy, right? We are coiling up, and I believe we are prepared to make another run up after September, right? I think because right now we are still in September, and because a lot of people are still going to get shaken out in September, I think we're going to have another dip. We will get another dip and people will get shaken out, right? That's going to be kind of the last shakeout. So I believe we're going to touch this area right here, this green area. And then after we touch it in the next couple of days, from 60K to 61K, I believe we will go back down and either touch this red area or maybe even go a little bit below it. And looking at Bitcoin dominance, it is playing out magnificently. As you guys can see, Bitcoin dominance right now is kind of in this green square that I've outlined for basically the past 5 months for you guys. And I told you guys, Bitcoin dominance is going to peak somewhere in this green square, and I actually believe it could go higher, right? I can definitely see this green square being moved up a little bit. We could even see, 58, 59, 60% Bitcoin dominance until we get this crash in Bitcoin dominance, right? That could very well happen, because right now what we're seeing is Bitcoin dominance kind of coil up a little bit. Bitcoin during this crash has gone down a lot less in terms of percentage compared to your altcoins, right? Your altcoins have gone down 30, 40%, 50% versus Bitcoin, which has only gone down like 20%. So that is what I'm trying to get at, right? Bitcoin right now is still the most dominant crypto. Most people right now still have their money into Bitcoin, right? People are selling their altcoins for Bitcoin. That is why Bitcoin dominance is going up. If you guys take a look at this, right, this is Bitcoin returns versus Ethereum returns. And Ethereum is that #1 altcoin. And you can see, right, Q3, Ethereum has gone down 30% versus Bitcoin, which has only gone down 6%, right? Q2, 5%, 11%. So right here, Q1 and Q2, that's kind of where the altcoins kind of took over, right? And Bitcoin dominance was kind of teetering, maybe falling off a little bit. But here, Q3, you can see, this is why Bitcoin dominance is going up, right? It's because Bitcoin returns are much, much better right now than your altcoins and your top altcoin in Ethereum. And as you can see, right, 2024 September, right now we are slightly in the negative. I do expect this number to potentially go down a little bit further, right? I think we're going to close off maybe about minus 3%, minus 2%, somewhere in that range, maybe even a little bit more. So that's why I think we are going to get perhaps another dip in Bitcoin and another dip in your altcoins like KASPA. Past day, all of your altcoins have done extremely well. Past week, right, we've had a massive rebound in the price of every single altcoin, right? Basically, every single altcoin is in the positive right now. And if you look at the past month, right, it's kind of 50-50, right? You have coins like FET that's actually doing extremely well, had a really good rebound. But then, of course, you have coins like maybe Celestia, right, that haven't done well at all. In fact, Celestia is actually one of the worst performing coins in the entire markets. So performance right now is all over the place, but I believe after September, you're going to start seeing the coins that pull ahead. Those are going to be your winners for the bull run. So make sure to kind of watch the market, right? Watch these crypto bubbles, watch the entire market as a whole, and analyze what coins are actually outperforming the market, what coins have, not had a massive dip compared to Bitcoin. And those are the coins you should be looking at and potentially DCAing into. So in one of my next videos, I'm going to talk about what coins right now that I'm buying. But this video is about KASPA. But just to let you guys know, KASPA is one of those coins right now that I am buying massively, right? I think KASPA is still at such a great price, right? Even at 16, 17 cents, I think KASPA is still a buy. It's basically been in this range, been in this 10 to 20 cent range for the longest time. And I believe that this coin has so much more room to grow. KASPA is an amazing buy right now, right? It has all the good technology that you know and love, right? It has a great social media following. It still does not have tier 1 exchange listings yet, right? So that is a huge catalyst in the horizon. This is what you guys have all been waiting for. My price prediction has not changed at all, right? I think a bearish scenario, 60 cents to $1. So once KASPA actually hits this bearish range, right? Maybe 60 cents, 70 cents, 80 cents, I will actually be looking to DCA out of this coin. And a lot of you might be saying, hey, that's too early, right? Why are you taking profit so early? Well, that is the whole point of taking profit, right? You DCA out so you don't risk holding the bag in case, maybe $1 is the top of KASPA. But at that point, you already sold 50%. So you're fine with KASPA dipping back down to maybe 50 cents and then you sell the rest. So that is just a risk mitigation strategy because in crypto, right, in altcoins especially, this is a huge high risk, high reward environment that we are in. And to best win in this environment, we have to mitigate risk, right? Risk is the one thing in this environment that is kind of the variable that changes everything, right? If you completely do not care about risk at all and you just go all in, and let's say you sell KASPA at $2 and nothing less, in the chance that KASPA doesn't reach $2, which is a pretty good chance that KASPA doesn't reach $2 at all in this bull run, you're going to lose out on so much money because you didn't sell earlier. And by mitigating risk, by selling chunks of your position at certain time intervals or at certain price intervals, you completely mitigate the risk of putting all of your eggs in one basket, right? You sell KASPA at, let's say, 10% at 50 cents, another 10% at 60 cents, another 10% at 80 cents, right? You sell 20% at $1, and then you have like 40 to 50% left, and that's when you hold from $1 to $2, right? And you sell that 50% from $1 to $2, and you scale that way. If KASPA were to reach this $4.20 to $10 mark, and I am completely out of KASPA, and I completely sold all of it in this 60 cent to 250 range, then I'm completely fine. I can live with that because the probability of KASPA hitting $4.20 to $10 is extremely, extremely low, right? As much as I want KASPA to hit $4, as much as I think this coin can do extremely well and perform extremely well during this bull cycle, I don't think it's going to happen, right? Just from a mathematical standpoint, it's not going to happen. This would put KASPA, I think, at around an $80 billion market cap range, right? I might need to do the math again, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but 420 is the all-time high market cap of Cardano. Do I think KASPA has a possibility of hitting that? Yes. But do I think it's likely? No. So for that reason, I'm going to be scaling out from 60 cents all the way to $2. But these are my price predictions, right? So bearish 60 cents to $1, right? And this is bearish in the sense that KASPA will cap out at $1. Most likely, I think KASPA is going to land anywhere from $1 to 250 because the bull run is very volatile. Anything can happen, and I think this can definitely happen. Super cycle, like I said before, Cardano all-time high market cap 420 to $10. So how much will 30,000 KASPA be worth if KASPA hits these price ranges? Well, in the bearish scenario, 30,000 KASPA will be worth $18,000 to $30,000. Most likely is going to be $30,000 to $75,000. And ultimately, in this dream scenario right here, your 30,000 KASPA will be worth 126,000 to 300,000. Now this 30,000 KASPA right now is only going to cost you about $4,000, $5,000. So all of these are still great returns. And in my opinion, this is a relatively safe return, right? I think you can definitely expect this in the peak of the bull run. Of course, not financial advice. That's me for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.